There is so much pain in the world around burnout. So many people struggle not just with their own burnout, but also with the burnout symptoms of people around them. We are here to move the needle today, to figure out how to beat your own burnout and how to deal with other people's burnout. This is Leading Up. I'm Dr. Michelle Rozen, and we are here to talk about burnout today. I get so many questions about burnout, and it comes up in every event. It comes up with people that I meet all the time. I get so many emails, so many questions, so I wanted to talk about this today. Here's the thing with burnout. When you're burned out, you're usually so burned out that you don't even realize that you're burned out. You're so burned out that you don't even have the mental budget to sit down and figure out what is going on. And a lot of times you would be agitated, irritated. You'd have a hard time completing very simple tasks. Most of the people right now, whether it's you or someone around you, are burned out. Life is challenging. When you're encountering someone else who is burned out, it's very easy to figure out that they're actually burned out because what you're actually seeing is someone who is agitated, irritated, passive aggressive, not nice. And you just say to yourself, why is this person like that? I talked about that at one of my recent keynotes. Take a look.
If I had, right at this door in the back, the door would open up and I would see a man standing right there, bleeding head to toe. Like, I'm talking like blood on the carpet, head to toe. And I said to that man, and I would be in the middle of presenting here and I'm talking to you guys, and the door opens and I see this guy and he's like bleeding on the carpet and covered, and I'd be like, sir, excuse me, sir, we're in the middle of a presentation here. Do you mind, sir? And also you're making a lot of like mess on the carpet and people here need to exit. Do you think I would do that? Like, who in their right mind would do? That's a terrible thing. Like, what kind of a person do you have to be to do that? I would go to that man. I would stop everything that I'm doing and I would go to that door and I would say, sir, in a very soft voice, don't worry, sir. Everything will be okay. I'm getting you help. It will be okay. I'm going to stay right here with you until someone comes. And only when I get that person help, I would come back here. A person who is burned out is just as bleeding as that person. You just don't see it. A person who is burned out, they're not nice. It's not like they're going to come to you and they're going to say, listen, I just wanted to have a little talk about my burnout just so that we're on the same page. So I just wanted to let you know that if I'm agitated, irritated, passive aggressive, not nice, you'll understand that I'm burned out, right? We got this? No. None of it. A person who's burned out, they don't even know that they're burned out. They're so burned out that they didn't even stop to process how burned out they are. And so you find yourself dealing with someone, it could be a client, an employee, someone in your community, agitated, irritated, passive aggressive, sometimes aggressive, not nice. Now the immediate reaction a lot of times would be to say, oh really? You think you can talk to me like this? Let me teach you how we talk around here. And then you get more agitated and you get more irritated and you want to give that person a piece of your mind. But if you stop and you tell yourself, what am I actually dealing with here? Why would that person be nasty to me? I didn't do anything. I must be talking to a bleeding man. And so you would talk to that employee. You would talk to that client, to that vendor, to that person. Same way that I would talk to the bleeding man by the door. And any other choice would not serve you, would not promote your goals.
We are so quick to judge other people around us. And every time they don't do exactly what we expect, we just judge them. We blame them for a lot of things, and it creates a really negative energy. Here's my advice to you. Every day, at the end of the day, I want you to look at your 5 fingers as you're laying down in bed and think to yourself, did I give 5 genuine compliments to people in my life today? Maybe one to my kid, one to my spouse, one to someone in my community, one to my mom, and one at work. Done. But if you're laying there in bed and you look at your 5 fingers and you've got nothing to work with, you say to yourself, I actually didn't give that many genuine compliments to people today. You go out there the next day and you do better, because all the people around you that have all this burnout sometimes would have absolutely no one in the course of their day that will tell them something kind, something nice. Even if you smile at someone, you can change their entire day. Here's a piece from a recent keynote. Watch this.
And when it comes to your own burnout, because you also could be burned out and you don't even realize it, because when you're burned out, you don't even know. It's like drunk driving. You ask a drunk driver, are you drunk? And they're gonna say, I'm totally fine. No, you're not fine. And the same thing with burnout. So prioritize taking time for yourself. Feed your soul. People say to be healthy, oh, you have to drink the green juice. You have to eat the salad. Well, that's great. It is very important. But you have to also think, what are you feeding your mind? What mind food are you consuming? Because you can eat all the salads and drink all the green juice and eat everything, whatever. But if you're consuming fear, if you're consuming self-doubt, if you're consuming things that make you feel anxious and unhappy, it's not good for you. Look for content that makes you feel good. It can be prayer, it can be meditation, it can be podcasts, it can be anything and everything, lectures, anything that you can listen to that will make you feel good. You have to feed the mind healthy mind food.
Some great questions today at Ask Dr. Michelle. I picked 2 to share with you. Here they are. Dr. Michelle, what's your best tip to beat my burnout? I got a great tip for you. Do something every day, every single day, just for you. There is no way that a whole day is going to go by where you serve other people and you do things for your family and you do things for everyone and you do nothing for you. In the big scheme of things, you have to fill your cup. You have to create the mental budget so that you have things to give. You can't be an effective leader if you don't make time for your own wellness. You can't be creative if you don't make time for your own wellness. You can't be a good parent, a good spouse, a good person if you don't make time for your own wellness. And if you need to schedule it, but do one thing every day just for you, something healthy. It can be a podcast that you love listening to. It can be a walk that you like to take in nature. It can be anything that makes your heart happy. So to beat your burnout, stop fighting the burnout. What you need to do is fill the cup, not just once a week, not just on the weekends, every day. Let's check our next question. Dr. Michelle, I have someone at work who is absolutely nasty recently. Should I talk to them about it? What do I do? Okay, so we've all encountered those situations where you have someone who is kind of okay and then they just start being super nasty to you, passive aggressive, and it's very nerve-wracking because, hey, life is hard enough for us too without having to deal with difficult people. When you have someone like that, I want you to imagine that person as a bleeding person. I want you to think to yourself, this is a person with wounds, and treat them accordingly. So instead of judging them for being obnoxious, which is the easiest thing to do, what I want you to do is to think to yourself, wow, this person actually is in a lot of pain. And every time they're nasty, just repeat that to yourself, like, wow, this person is really hurting today. They're really in a lot of pain. And then from that point, decide how you're going to treat them. But get out of judging them and get into understanding that for someone to be that nasty, they really are in a lot of pain. You never know what is happening in someone else's life. Now, in terms of deciding if you're going to talk to them about it or not, I think that coming to someone who is hurting and confronting them with them being nasty as a result of hurting, you're not going to get any good results. The problem is that they are in pain. And when someone is in pain, confronting them and judging them actually makes their pain worse. You can talk to them, but the content of the conversation would be different. Ask them questions, ask them how they're doing. Find out what is going on in their lives. Show them that you really care. So yes, have a conversation. Yes, connect with them, but not to confront them and tell them, hey, you know what? You're really a nasty person. So instead of that, just find opportunities to connect, to show that you care, and just leave it at that. There is so much pain in the world around burnout. We are all burned out in one degree or another. And not only that you have to manage your own burnout, but you also have to figure out how to deal with the symptoms of other people's burnout around you. Keep in mind always that burnout has tremendous impact on your life and on other people's behavior and life. Make the time every day to do something healthy and fun for you in order to prevent burnout and beat burnout. And make sure to keep in mind the next time somebody is agitated, irritated, passive-aggressive, not nice, that they're probably having a very hard time and they are probably very burned out. Leadership is a process of becoming. Become the kind of person who has that compassion. You got this. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to keep up with all the new videos. Also, click on the link to watch another video.